When a sequel to a genre-defining game is finally released after 24 years of waiting, I am simply unable to stick to the sidelines but have to join in with fans' jubilations across the planet for Jagged Alliance 3. It might be the third sequel of the series, but it is actually the 11th game in the franchise. Without confusing you with the explanations, it will suffice to say that this is the core game of the franchise straight from the 1990s, while many others were not exactly games fans wanted to play. But this one, you most definitely want to play, especially since its development was overseen by the franchise's original creator. It is a gameplay mix of combat missions, which have peaceful real-time exploration, and story development, which switches over to turn-based tactical combat when you run, duck walk, or crawl into enemy range, or blow the first head with a .50 caliber sniper shot. On top of all this is the strategic layer with a real-time clock and pause option, tracking of enemies, your multiple squads, and management of everything from your mercenaries roster to their metric tons of equipment. The setting is totally new, as now you arrive at the fictional country of Grand Chien on the African continent to help the locals and one damsel in distress in particular. If the plot sounds like it's straight from the 90s action movies, that is because it was made so by design. This is like the game version of the Expendables or the A-Team. The developers who took on this project are folks from Haemon Games, which you might know if you have played Tropico 4 or 5, Surviving Mars or Stranded Alien Dawn. They are even bringing back some of the merc characters you are familiar from Jagged Alliance 1 and 2 if you have played them recently or have an elephant's memory. The full selection of mercs is a wide one, and they all have voiced lines, individual personalities, special skills and stats, along with preferences for combat styles and who they like in their squad. One of the most shocking things you will come across in this game, which you might call XCOM Silent Storm Wasteland-like, or even Fallout Tactics-like if you want to go that far back, is that there are no shot probability percentages. You won't be missing a 92% headshot or hitting a 7% one in this game, because you won't know that you're making those shots. What you can do is listen to your mercs telling you the shot is hard or easy for them, or spend more action points on a shot to make it more likely to be a successful hit at the targeted body part. These enemies you will be blowing up left and right are the Legion. Like, literally, they are called Legion, and figuratively there are so many of them as if they were a legion. Led by a local warlord bent on everything bad guys are always after, and they already have most of the small country locked down, including the diamond mines dotted around the map. Once you take these for your faction, you will be able to increase your funding and have more mercs as well as more veterans or even elites who have better stats and skills. No one is doing any dirty work in this game for free. A very important thing for me to mention and you to know is how much effort the developers have put in the multiplayer cooperative aspect of the game. They have made it so that you can start, stop, restart a co-op game with anyone at any time and even continue alone or with somebody else. It is the most robust co-op system I have ever seen, and it should help you enjoy this game with your friends or total strangers alike whenever you feel like it. There is a system in place by which conversations with NPCs are controlled by the player who started them, but the other player also observes the same conversation in real time and can even offer suggestions which conversation options should be triggered. On the other hand, the two active human players cannot be in a separate sector of the map, so no splitting up to cover more missions at the same time. One of the two human players is always the host and the other is the partner, but progress is both auto and manually saved on both ends. You can keep playing if one player drops out and even continue later on your own in single player like nothing happened. I think it is a game which we have wanted for far too long, but the developers have done right by us. There are a wealth of options for customizing your game, including a type of Iron Man mode and a no save scumming mode. It is available on Steam and GOG from the 14th of July for a lower than usual price at $45 or Euro. Of course, this is not a review. A large patch just before release is happening, and it is also not an easy game, which will be hard on everyone who isn't familiar with the subgenre or hasn't played it in a while. All I'm saying is that I enjoyed what I have played so far, and I think you will too. Thank you for watching and happy gaming.